Welcome to My Cloud Crew TV. This is Tim reading, and this is 5 steps to get prepared to hire a virtual assistant. Okay, the first and most obvious step is to create a job description. Now, some of this may be new to you. You might have written 50, you might have written 100, you may never have written a job description. So this is the place to start, and you start by basically asking the question, what role will your virtual assistant do for you? Another way of asking it is, what tasks will they do? What processes will they do? What division will they sit within? And the key question is, what is the goal of the role? So this is more in line with people who haven't hired before or haven't created a job description before. Start by asking, what is the goal of the role? Am I trying to get some time back? Am I trying to grow my business? So is it a marketing or a sales role? Is it an admin role? Or is it a customer support role? For those of you who are new to creating a job description, there are some nice hacks out there. I'm just going to take a look at a couple of them for you. So if we look at a platform like Workable, we use Workable for our recruitment, and you can see here there are literally hundreds and hundreds of job descriptions in here. So resources.workable.com, and I've linked that back in that slide. So you can see there's literally hundreds. And if I click on one of them, I'm just going to click on Webmaster, you can see that there's a templated job description right here. So responsibilities, requirements, etc. So check that out if you're stuck for even a job title, which we'll cover later, or what to put in the job description. Workable is a great place to start. Okay, let's move on to step 2. This is a really critical step, and a step that a lot of small business owners either are not consciously aware of or get wrong the first time and have to fire or redo and rehire. So determining the level. Now there's a few questions that you need to ask to really know what level they need to be at. And there's a few levels. There's what I call entry level or graduate level. There's coordinator role, which is usually sub 5 years in a specific area of expertise, or even sub 2 years. And then you've got manager, who will likely manage the coordinator or the entry level people. And then you've got director, strategist. They kind of neatly fit into here. So director, strategist would be up here. Manager would be here, managing these people. And then coordinator and entry level are all here. Now, instinctively, some of you may not know which level to hire at. So there's a few questions you can ask. One of them is, who will they report to you? If you're a small business owner and they're going to be reporting to you, then that's an important consideration. If they're director level, they may be overqualified. If they're entry level, they may be underqualified. So another question to ask is, how much does this person, that person could be you, how much does this person know about the subject? Let me take you through a basic example. Let's say you are in the health and fitness industry, you own a small gym, and you know nothing about marketing and sales. Well, you know a bit about sales, but you know nothing about marketing, and you want to hire a social media person. Now, again, you know nothing about that topic. You are not from a marketing profession, and you're looking to hire someone in that role. So in that situation, if I go back to the previous slide, you're probably looking to start here. Probably not here, because they're going to be probably a bit bored with the implementation. If you go here or a senior level here, that might work. If you go too junior, you won't know how to manage them. You won't know what to tell them to do each day. You won't know whether they're doing a good job or not. So that's a key consideration, is question 2, how much does this person, usually that person being you, if you're a small business owner, how much does this person know about the subject? And the final question, will this person be managing people now or in the future? So this person being the person you're hiring, is this person going to be the only person in this division, or is this person going to bring on people underneath them? Key consideration. If they are, then reverting back to the previous slide, you'd be needing to hire at either the manager level or the director level. Having gone through the first two steps, you can now determine the job title. Now, this is a critical element as well, because this might determine where you actually look for this person. So keeping in mind what the job description was, here are some job titles that might get the juices flowing. So I've done this slightly in order as well in terms of hierarchy. So I've got CMO, that's a Chief Marketing Officer. Go back there. Chief Marketing Officer, that's the head of the marketing organizational chart. Then you've got a digital marketing manager, a social media coordinator, social media manager, content marketing manager, community manager, etc. Pay-per-click manager, that could be a Google AdWords specialist, or that could be a Facebook marketer. Even specialist roles like videographers and editors. Moving on to finance, at the top of the tree there's CFO, then we have accountant, bookkeeper, accounts receivable, accounts payable, clerks. And again, going back to workable, most of those roles that I just described there, most of them have job descriptions attached to them in here if you just click on them. So again, resources.workable.com. Okay, step number 4, a critical piece of the puzzle. One that often gets forgotten when preparing for a role. It's a really important question to ask, because it will determine how much you're going to spend on the role. It will determine also who's in the talent pool. If it's a full-time job, then 90% of the market is in the talent pool. If it's a part-time job or a very part-time job, then you're going to be narrowing the talent pool as you go. So the question is, and this is a good starting point, is it 5, 10, 15, 25, 40 hours a week, or is it more? If it's more, it could be 2 part-time people, or it could be a manager and a junior, or it could be director level and a junior, or director level and a senior. And this will also determine where you look for the role. If you're in Australia, you might place an ad on Seek, you might come to a company like My Cloud Crew, you might go to Indeed. Now, the answer to this question here will really determine where you actually look for someone. Okay, the final step, and again, an often forgotten or neglected step in terms of how the role will play out is what's their schedule? Do you need this person, even if they're part-time, do you need them accessible every day? What happens if they're not accessible every day? What damage could be done? An example being if they're in customer support. Are emails coming in every day? Is the phone ringing every day? You may not need someone full-time in that role, but if their emails are coming in an hour a day or 2 hours a day, they do need to work every day. Do they need to be on demand? Do they need to be daily, weekly, monthly? Can they work 1 day a week? Can they work 1 day a month? Or do they need to work Monday, Wednesday, Friday all day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday half a day? Really important questions to ask, because this will also feed back into the volume of how much this person actually needs to work for you. Okay, summarizing this brief video, creating the job description, number 1, determining the hiring level. So you've either got director level strategy, management, or frontline coordinators, junior staff, determining the job title, and determining the volume of the role. So is it 5 hours a week? Is it 15 hours a week? Is it 40? Is it 40 plus? And then thinking about the schedule. All of these things together, and I'd suggest you do them in this order. Once you've done these 5 things, you should be ready to begin hiring. And the final question, not posted here, but the final question is, when do they need to start? So once you've done 1 to 5, and then you've got an idea of what all the answers are, then you can determine when this person needs to start.